Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Chillinwithlanda. I have another story time. You can tell by the title what we're going to be talking about. A hater popped up in my mind and I have a story time about her. But before I get into the story, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment down below. That will help me grow and I would really appreciate it. But let's go ahead and get into the story time, y'all. One day, I was in a room chilling. I stayed with my auntie in those apartments and those projects, right? I was home chilling in the bed. I heard a bunch of ruckus. Some girl was out there yelling. Like it was real loud. Like almost like somebody about to fight. So I get up. I go outside. I'm gonna just pop the story out. I get up, I go outside. It's this girl. I don't know. I didn't give her a name. We're gonna call her Tia. So Tia, she was outside. I open the door. I see Tia. She in the middle of the apartments yelling at the maintenance girl. Maintenance girl don't need a name, but she's yelling all in maintenance girl face, telling maintenance girl, "Oh, you was talking about my apartment, telling people I have roaches, telling everybody my house dirty. What's up?" Like she wanted her one, like she wanted to fight the maintenance girl. And Tia was not one of these girls to be messed with. Tia was known in the projects or the apartments to be like, about her business. She would fight. She would confront you. She was just pretty much, a lot of women was afraid of Tia. Of course, everybody else, they hit a ruckus. Everybody who stayed in the middle, they started coming outside. Everybody wanted to see what's going on because it's about to be a fight. So I'm standing outside my door. Everybody else standing outside their door. Some people have come outside in the middle of the sidewalk. I didn't. I just stood at the door. I'm watching. Tia yelling all in the maintenance girl face. They about to fight. Blah, 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 blah. The maintenance girl was kind of scared. I'm not going to lie. She didn't boot up at Tia. She didn't want no smoke. She didn't want to fight. So eventually Tia piped down and she calmed down and, she left the maintenance girl alone. And everybody's outside, like I said, and right across from my aunt, stayed this girl. We're going to call her Janky. And we're going to call her Janky. And she stayed directly across from my auntie. So she stayed there with her sisters, her daughter, her grandma, and her mom in an apartment. And, I didn't never seen her before because I had just moved back with, I was staying temporarily with my aunt. So I had never seen Janky before. So when I was standing out there observing the argument, Janky was outside looking too. And we kind of was looking at each other like, not on no flirtatious tip, just looking at each other, kind of like, well, who this girl? Never seen her before. Like, she was kind of like looking at me, trying to figure out who I am. And I was looking at her, trying to figure out who she was. So that was like the first introduction to Janky. And the reason why I'm calling this girl Janky is because I don't even know if I'm using the right term, but you ever met someone who they dress nice, like their outfits are always put together, they dress nice, their hair be done, but they still kind of look dirty. You ever met somebody like that or known somebody like that? Their outfits be cute, their hair be cute, but it's just something about them. It's just something about it. It's that grit. It's that grit. It's just, I don't know, she just was like that. So that's why I'm calling this girl Janky. So one night, everybody would hang out in the apartment building. If you stayed like in this little building, we would hang outside and we would like sit on the stairs, talk, smoke, just hang out, just chill out there for hours. People be riding their bikes. We'll just hang out. The guys be shooting their dice. Everybody in the little descent in the building, we always just hang outside, chill, do our thing or whatnot. So again, I didn't know Janky like that. So I'm just sitting outside my auntie's stuff. I'm chilling with the people I know because I grew up over there. And she come outside. So she was like, I'm gonna catch the bus, down to the next city to my sister's house. And she was talking to the girl next to me. And I was just sitting there because I didn't really know Janky like that. So I wasn't gonna volunteer my time to her. So I just sat there and the girl who was with me, she was like, no, I can't make it. I can't go really on the bus. I can't really go with you. So she looked at me and she was like, hey, what's your name? I told her my name. And I'm like, whatever. We just talked a little bit. So she was like, do you want to go with me? Do you want to ride on the bus down the street with me to my sister's house? And I don't know. I'm friendly, y'all. So I was like, yeah, I'll go. So we talked a little bit. We left the girl who was sitting next to me. We left and then we eventually walked to the bus stop and we waited on the bus. Everything seemed cool. She seemed like a normal girl. We was talking about the people in the apartments, just gossiping a little bit. Just trying to connect, see who we know, see if we have any like family in common, friends in common, stuff like that. Just pretty much just talking to see. And everything seemed okay. She seemed like a cool girl. And so we're waiting on the bus. The bus eventually comes. And so this was like the start of the weirdness. I won't really say the start, but so we're on the bus, and well, before we was waiting on the bus, everything was fine. She was talking to me, but once we got on the bus, it's like she just got in her phone and she just wasn't really talking to me. She just was, I don't know, she just wasn't really talking to me. She was just in her phone. She kind of got quiet. I don't know if maybe my vibe was just not her vibe. Just because you meet people don't mean you have to be friends. You know what I mean? Like, maybe my vibe just was not her vibe, and I don't know. But anyway, she got quiet, so I'm just on the bus riding with her. Eventually, we get off at the stop that we need to get off to. We walk down the street to her sister's house. And I know her sister. I actually, I know her sister from around apartments. I didn't even know they were sisters because her sister don't stay with them, but I knew her sister. So that was cool. We always talking, catching up, and we stayed there for like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. And then we walked back down the street and we was going to get back on the bus to go back to the apartment. And then, so while we were waiting on the bus, it was just more awkwardness. It's like she was just quiet. She just wasn't paying me no attention. While we were walking to the bus stop, she was talking to me about her sister, because that was something we had in common. That was her sister. I knew her sister. So that was something we got to talk about. But once we was waiting for the bus, the energy shifted again. Like she just went back to her phone. I guess she wasn't feeling my vibe. And girl, that's cool. Everybody ain't gonna like you. Everybody not gonna like you, and that's fine. Like I was totally fine. It just was a little awkward. While we were waiting on the bus, it did take a little time to come. So she ended up calling somebody. I think she had like a friend. I don't remember, was it a guy or a girl who pulled up, but they pulled up and they ended up giving us a ride. Thankfully, she didn't leave me sitting there because her vibes was giving she would leave me there, like leave me at the bus stop, and she got in the ride and left me there. But she didn't do that. She, I got in the car and they took us to the apartment, and that was our first time like hanging with each other, and pretty much was the last. So from my previous was it my previous? It was one of my previous story times. One of them, when I had told a story time about my friend Red who shystered me, and y'all remember Yak from that story time? Yeah. So Yak, he had just moved into the apartment buildings. He was new. He had just moved over there. So remember, I told y'all he was a twin. So his twin was a girl. So his twin was pretty nice. I spoke to her a few times. She stayed upstairs from my auntie. So I see her every now and then. We would talk. She was nice. And then Yak comes, he moved in like a few weeks after his sister moved in. So I was really like one of the first people to talk to him around there. I want to say, I know I'm not the first, person, but like the first woman to like try to like, date or whatever you want to call it. I knew I was the first because he was new. He was new to Miami, and he had just moved in an apartment building. So we were kind of like, I was outside one night and, hanging, doing what we do on the stairs. And he was like walking around, I don't know. And his eye caught mine and mine caught his. And we was looking at each other. You know how that go. So I got his number and we were kind of like, kind of like sneaking. We kind of used to like sneak because this was the apartments. These apartments was the most ghetto, untamed, the most gossiping people I've ever. This was the most ghettoest period in my life, staying in those apartments. It was absolutely no privacy. So me and him was sneaking. Like his sister stayed upstairs from my auntie. My auntie used to go to work. She used to wake up at 5 and she used to be at the house like 5:45, 6. I used to, when she used to leave, I used to go upstairs and you know what I mean? We used to sneak and date and stuff like that. So we was doing that for a little bit, me and Yak, and it was cool. But eventually, the vibe just wasn't there. I told y'all the last story time, he was like one of those boys. He was very nice and quiet and stuff, but he was like with that sweat. He used to do that scam stuff, and I wasn't with it. So eventually, me and Yak, we stopped talking on the romantic tip, but we always was cool. Somehow, some way, I guess Janky had some kind of crush on him because yeah, the weirdness was starting. Like every time I would come outside, I told you she stayed in front of my aunt. So every time I would come outside or anything to go to the car, to go to the store, just hang outside, do anything, she would just give me the death stare. Like if looks could kill, I probably would have been gone a long time ago. She just used to stare at me, just give me the death stares, just blank stares. It just was awkward. So eventually, I found out that her and Yak started talking on the low. It wasn't really on the low, but I eventually found out them two started talking. So now I had done moved on. I didn't give a damn about Yak. He was just up to no good, and he just, you know how sometimes you date people. I don't know if you ladies or guys ever experienced dating someone and when it didn't work, you just didn't give a damn. You just moved on with life. Yeah, Yak was one of them. I really didn't care. So when her and Yak was started talking and going together real bad, I didn't care. So I just used to do what I used to do. I used to go to work, come home, chill outside. I didn't have no life around this time. I used to see them two together. He used to be going in and out her apartment with her whole heap of family. It was like a clown house over there. I'm talking about it was a one bed. Excuse me from talking about people, but I have to because she tried me. It was a one bedroom. It was her mama, her grandmama, her daughter, their big sister. It was a lot of them. I'm sorry. And I said what I said. And he used to go over there and hang with them. So that's like an extra body, just probably sitting on the couch watching whatever, child, just doing whatever. And I didn't care. I didn't give a damn. I continued with my life. But she started to get weird after that. Very, very, very weird. And I'm the type of woman, I just mind my business. I don't really bother people. I only attack with my mouth when somebody attack me or come at me first. Because I get along with everybody. So now the weirdness is starting to happen. So now let's get to the hater shit. She was a hater. So as you all can already kind of see, I'm 30 now, and even at my age, I'm still a natural girl. This is a headband wig. When I'm done with this video, I'm gonna snatch this off and scratch my braids because that's the kind of woman I am. I'm just gonna always be real. I wear my natural hair a lot. That's just me. I've always worn my natural hair. I don't really wear makeup too often. That's just me. I throw on a pair of lashes every now and then when I'm feeling a little jazzy, sensational. You know what I mean? But this is me most of the time. So I've always been like this. So let me tell you where the hater shit started to happen. One night, it was a girl. Well, I told you Janky stayed right across from my auntie, and right above Janky, it was a girl. We're gonna call her hairstylist. She used to do hair out of her apartment. You know, the best hairstylist. I ain't gonna lie, just like my video I told you with my horror story, my hair horror story. Some of the best hairstylists have came out of them kitchens. So it was a girl upstairs from her name hairstylist. She used to do hair. And she used to do some busting sew-ins. The girl used to kill the sew-ins, right? And so I had never had, that was my first sew-in ever, actually. So I had brought me some bundles, child, brought me some, I don't even know, it was some waves like this. I don't know. It was like, but it was puffy. So maybe water waves. I brought me some bundles, girl, and I paid little Miss Hairstylist upstairs to do my hair. She braided me down, girl, sewed me up, girl, got my leave out straight, girl, had my little hair puffy, and I looked like Shaka Khan. I was feeling myself. So she was like, this way is cute. You can wear it like this, or when you want to switch the style up, just take some water and some little oil or whatever, spray it down, girl. So she put me on game, right? So I was like, I'm going to keep the hairstyle like puffy right now because I'm feeling Shaka Khan-ish. You know what I mean? Just, rawr, I just felt like a lion. So I'm going to keep it puffy right now. So paid Miss Hairstylist, love the hair. So I walk outside of her door. I'm going downstairs back to my auntie house. Everybody downstairs in front of Miss Janky door. Everybody, chilling. I come down the stairs. Tell me why Miss Janky gonna say, "Ooh, girl, about time." Now let me tell you one thing about me. Even though I never really had many like different hairstyles with weaves and this and that, I never was dirty. I never was dirty. My hair was always nice looking, whether it was in a puff or curled up or twist up or plaited up. It don't matter. I always dress nice. I always smell good. I'm a thicker woman. My cooter always smell good. I always a clean woman. Don't play with me. Play with your mama. So when she said, "Oh girl, about time," tell me why the dudes that was around, Yak was out there. Yak was out there, and it was a new dude that was around. So it was like, it was a bunch of people outside. So when she said that, the dudes was like, damn, at least she got edges and at least she got hair. I kid you not. The dudes was like, dang, she got edges though. At least she got hair. You always wearing weaves and you always got this same little stiff bob that you always wearing, because that was her signature hairstyle. She always wanted to flaunt a bob, child. Her leave out was screwed to the gods. It used to have little lint balls stuck in her leave out, but that ain't for me to discuss. So the guys was like, so yeah, pretty much was like, yo, what's up with you? Her hair is beautiful. Like, at least she got hair, at least she got edges. Like, and so she pretty much, you know how when people feel embarrassed and stuff, you could tell because she was getting defensive and she was like trying to crack on them and, oh, you dirty, you did, look at your shoes, look at your hair, them weak ass jokes she was trying to throw back at them and stuff like that. Because I didn't even have to say nothing. I walked downstairs, they seen my hair, she said what she said, and they got her. So I didn't even have to say much. I went in the house, put my stuff up, I got my little roll up, and I came back outside and I chilled for the rest of the night. So that was like the first little incident after we hung out on the bus that she started to show some hater shit. Because why? So now we're going to fast forward a little bit. So I just be minding my business. This girl don't bother me. It's just really her in her house that kind of throws shots at me. Nobody in her house or around, anybody else around the apartments, nobody have a problem with me. I am me. I don't really have problems with nobody. They love me. You know what I mean? So I pretty much ignore her death stares. I don't pay Janky no attention, girl. When I see her, I see her. Whatever. I go on about my life. So we're going to fast forward a little bit. My little cousin, rest in peace, Tiara. My little cousin was murdered in this was in 2013, y'all. So my little cousin Tiara, she was murdered in 2013 and by a stray bullet. Well, she was hit by a stray bullet. I won't say murdered. That's the wrong word, but she was hit by a stray bullet and she was murdered. So of course, when I found out the news that day, because I found out like 5 a.m, and of course, the moment I found out the news, devastated the entire day. She was only 19, just had a newborn baby. I was devastated. I was crying the whole day, just devastated, just crying, just couldn't keep it together, nothing. Remember how I told y'all in another story time, if you watched them, Red stayed upstairs in the other building, whatever. I used to go upstairs and chill with Red because she was my quote unquote bestie at the time. And it was a new guy in an apartment building. I don't think I mentioned it, but when Yak was down there with and Janky said the comment about my hair, it was a new guy down there. He was handsome too. He was real cute. But he was like a biker boy. He used to ride dirt bikes and stuff like that. One of them kind of boys. Had little dreads, skinny jeans. He was very fresh. Had some little grills in his mouth. Had a little watch piece. I love a man who wear a watch. That's nice. He was one of them, but I didn't really pay him no attention that night. But I did notice him, but I didn't pay him much attention. So this new guy has been in the apartment hanging around with Yak and stuff like that. And I'm upstairs with Red and I'm just devastated. I'm talking to Red. Her and her brother, they're trying to comfort me. They pat me on the back. My head is in her chest. She's trying to comfort me. I'm just devastated crying. And then all of a sudden, I feel somebody just kind of like grab me from behind, like grab my waist from behind. And he was like, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. And I look behind me and it's the new boy, the handsome one. I don't even know him. He don't even need a name, but the new boy. He just grabbed me from behind and he just was like, oh, it's going to be all right. He had kind of like had me gripped and he was like, it's going to be all right. I know I heard about your cousin and stuff. How he heard about my cousin, I guess me crying around the apartments, the word got out. So, excuse me. So, the word got out, child, and he was hugging me, comforting me, telling me it's going to be okay. And I just kind of let him. He was clean. He smelled good. So, it was only like a 30-second hug, a little pick-me-up telling me it's going to be okay. I guess Miss Janky was downstairs and she saw that child. She saw that. She saw it, and because when he got off of me, I was looking downstairs because Red stayed upstairs. I was looking downstairs, and she was walking through the middle to go to the store, and she was looking up at us, and I just knew it was gonna be some shit because that was. I guess she had a little crush on this guy because her and this little guy was talking, and I don't know. So one day I'm on the porch and my auntie's at work. Nobody's home. I'm on the porch doing what I do. Like I told y'all, normally I sit on the porch. That's what we do. We chill, we hang out. She come outside and she approached me. I see her open the door and she looking at me. Again, like I said, I ignore her. I see her walking outside. She walking down the sidewalk toward me. I'm steady looking at her and I'm not budging. So she walk up to me and she like standing in front of me and she's like, "So you talk to new guy?" And I was like, "No, I don't talk to new guy. What you talking about?" She was like, "I seen that day when he was hugging you and y'all was upstairs." I say, "Girl, I don't even know this boy. My cousin passed away. I was crying. This boy hugged me and gave me condolences for my cousin. What are you talking about?" "Oh, that's not what I seen. That's not what I seen. When I walked past, I seen him hugging you. Y'all was caked up there. Y'all was lovey dovey." I say, "Hold on. That's not true." I say, "Had you come ask me about this new guy or whatever, and it's not even that serious. I didn't even know this guy. I didn't even know his name, y'all. Like, I didn't really even know his name. I just know he was kind of handsome." And I told her she should have just came and asked me. First of all, we don't even talk, but still, like if you felt some kind of way, I don't even know this guy. He was simply giving me his condolences to my cousin. I tried to explain this to this girl. She didn't want to hear it. So I continued sitting down. I held my composure. Like, I don't really get into confrontations. So my initial feelings when something is about to pop off, I get a little anxious. I do feel a little scared. I start shaking a little bit, and that's only because I don't bother nobody. And so when I get to my level and feel like I have to like protect myself or feel like I have to get rowdy or something like that, now I'm starting to feel a little uncomfortable. I get a little crazy. So I just continue to sit there, y'all, and I'm just really thinking in my head, like I'm really just evaluating the situation. I'm like, damn, I'm home by myself. This girl stay in a house full of people. My auntie and my cousins, they all at work right now. You know what I mean? They could jump me. So she just standing there. She's still talking, y'all. She's still talking. And I'm just still sitting there. And my heart was racing. And I'm thinking at the same time, I'm like, well, I'm finna go in the house and get my knife. Because who? So, because she started to talk a little rowdy. She started walking up to me on the step and all of that and talking about how she was going to beat me up and this, and that. And how I think I'm cute and this, and that. And how I used to talk to Yak and this, and Yak. And she going to do this and she going to do that. She going to go get her mama out the house and they going to do this and they going to do that. So, while she was doing all of that, I'm in my brain like, I'm finna get up and go in the house and get my knife. I'm not talking about the kitchen knife. It was my look. You know what I mean? So, so while she's talking, I just get up, I go in my house, and I go get my look. And I come back outside. I'm serious. And she's still just doing this. And I was sitting on the crate. Do y'all know like the little black milk crates? I used to sit on them. So I get my little stuff, go outside. She's still talking. I sit down. I had my little thing right there. Right there. And she was talking about how she was gonna go in there and get her mama. So they was planning to jump me over this boy. Let me say something. I know these story times I tell y'all, I'm it probably sound ghetto, but it's true. And it's just I don't understand some women because I'm not like this kind of woman. So I probably just can't relate. Why are you trying to hurt me and jump me over this boy who stay in these apartment buildings that you barely know? I'm not getting it. Why do it have to get to this point of you approaching me when I'm on my porch enjoying my day, trying to fight me, telling me I think I'm pretty? No, you think I'm pretty. See, the problem is I'm a big girl. And because I'm a big girl, I'm supposed to feel like I'm not pretty. Or I'm supposed to feel like I'm not the shit. I feel like I'm the shit. And I am the shit. You feel like I'm the shit too because you saying it. It's just ridiculous. You trying to fight me and jump me behind this boy that you barely even know. She didn't even have this energy over Yak. And we knew Yak. Ain't that something? So I had that thing right there. She sat there and she kept talking. She kept walking up, and I had that thing right there. And in my head, I'm very self aware, and I can compose myself very well. I'm just so happy. But in my brain, I was on go, y'all. I was on that type of time, and if she would have stepped up on that walk, that step where I was sitting at, y'all, I would have and gave it to her decent. I'm not gonna lie, because I have to protect myself at all costs. You threatening to harm me, baby girl, over a guy that we barely even know. I told you the situation, she wasn't hearing it. So I was preparing in my head to do that. But it didn't get to that point because, I kind of said something back after that. After I snapped out of my brain, I kind of told her she need to back off. Woo doo woo doo woo. We had a few words and she walked off. Right. So my cousin come home. My auntie drove buses. My older cousin, she drove buses too. So they come home and I told my big cousin, I'm like, yo, earlier today, Janky and her mama, they tried to jump me, and I had to go get my little and to protect myself. You know what I mean? So my cousin walked across the hallway, and she knocked on their door. They came outside, and it was. I'm not. People be so fraud, man. She had all that energy when I was by myself. She had all that energy when I was by myself, not knowing the person who's scared will hurt you. I will hurt you to protect myself. But when my family come home and they come knocking at your door, now it's crickets, it's mute. Now I can hear that rat in your corner pissing on cotton. Why? Who, child? Her and her mama was scared, child. They wasn't about their life. They didn't say anything. And the whole time when my cousin was talking to her mama, trying to get the story straight and the facts straight, she was just standing there quiet, and so was I, because I was just ready to pop off and protect myself. That's the kind of person I am. I'm just not violent, so I didn't sit there argue with her at all. All right. So that died down. She didn't really bother me. She didn't give me no more stares for a while. Like my cousin set them straight. Like, I don't know what they thought was gonna happen. But yeah. I eventually move out. Like that's when I get my own little apartment now. I done moved in the back of the building. I'm in the club. I'm in a little local club with my friends, and I'm with Red, and we chilling, and you know what I'm saying? We in the club. We see that Janky and her friends in the club looking janky and dirty and pissy. But we ain't do nothing. We just was looking at them from afar, just plotting and not knowing that I can just run up and no, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But we seen them janky assholes in there. We ain't do nothing to them though. It wasn't about that. Like, we was cute. We was seeing cute. We just was talking about them because they was fucked up. We were looking at them, talking about them. I didn't want no smoke that night. We was cute hanging out. Let bygones be bygones, right? So now I'm outside again. I mean, I'm not outside. I'm in my room. Now I'm in my own apartment, but I'm just in the back of the building. So I hear some more arguing one day. I'm home. I'm in my room. It's quiet. I hear some arguing though. So again, I'm like, ooh, who finna fight? Let me put on my shorts, nosy. So I'm like, who finna fight? Let me put on my shorts and go outside and see who finna fight. Guess who is out there? Y'all remember Tia, the girl who stayed upstairs, who didn't play that shit? So Tia, it was Tia again. And guess who face she was in this time? Janky's. And you know why? She was in Janky face, about to punch Janky in her mouth, about to slap her. Oh, telling her, I hear y'all always got this girl name in y'all mouth. You need to go knock on her door and say something to her. Last time she would have shanked you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't about that life. You always run your mouth when you around your mama. You and your mama, y'all soft. You keep talking about this girl. You obsessed with this girl. I'm tired of you. That's my friend, and this and that. I'm a slam. I'm about to drag you. Like, Tia was really that girl, and she would bark like this. Your face. Tia be barking in your face, and them girls be scared, child. So I'm outside with my shorts on, and Tia, she going at it into Janky face, and she see me, and she like, come here. She was like, this hoe. I hear her. She was like, I'm in my room, and tell me why. I can hear Janky downstairs talking about you. They talking about you and how they was gonna jump you and do this to you and do this to you and do that to you. And she said, girl, I was in the middle of having sex with my nigga. She said, I was in the middle of doing it with my man, and I got up, put on my shoes, and I went outside to check her because I'm tired of her talking about you. She was like, she said, She think you don't have no people that care about you and love you. She said, but I'm a ride. She said, if she can't knock on your door and talk to you face to face, she need to shut up. And Janky was just standing there, y'all. She was quiet. That girl is scary. Janky is so scary. Why it be the ones who got the most mouth, the loudest mouth? They just be so quiet with the hands. I don't get it. The mouth be moving, but the hands, it just be still. Why? And yep, she just had Janky standing up just like she had that maintenance worker standing up, just stuck, just quiet. And she told her, she's like, I bet not hear you talking about her no more. And I felt good. I felt love because Tia was my girl. I got to make some story times about Tia, y'all. Tia was that girl in the apartments. Them girls did not play with Tia. Tia would get in your face and she would run you down. And let's just say little Miss Janky, she lived her life and the death stares pretty much stopped. She would see me, but she would cut her eyes really fast. I continued living life and doing my thing. And that's like the end of the story time, because when she seen me, baby, she didn't do anything. She didn't really stare at me anymore or bother me. But y'all, if y'all enjoyed my story time, go ahead, you know what to do. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, and leave a comment down below. And that would really help me grow. And until next time, I am out.